You can speak.
No, they
There are so many doctors there. Don't know actually. Puran? Okay. Yes, I have given a control to Professor Puran, educated Puran. I'm sorry, Professor Puran. Sir, can you speak?
Yeah. Do you are you guys able to hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, you're on. Who's the shadow educator?
So yeah, the shadow educator is joining. We were just able to join this call.
Okay,
No
So
problem, Professor. Uh, the concern that I have here is one more educator will be there, right?
yes,
Hello.
that's correct. The other educator is joining. The account will be
Okay,
mentor.
okay, 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 okay.
So he's just joining right now. Account will be co-mentor. Can you please make him the panelist also?
That's fine. That's fine. The link was earlier link which was shared was not working. Hence, we were not able to start the session on time.
Okay, sir.
Let
Okay.
me know whether all the participants have joined. In case if that is the case, then I can start the session. How is it, sir?
Yeah, I think we can ascertain the candidate's attendance and presence, and then we can start. I don't mind. So whoever is coordinating,
Okay.
because I'm taking care of the technical part, but
Okay. Is there anybody who is supposed to join?
Yeah, so
Like, we
co-maintain
have
mining
53
right.
activities. Still, we are waiting for many to join.
Sorry.
So let me start and share my desktop to all of you. And I am Kanusami Sudarshan. Along with me, my colleague Jinsi is there. We are here to facilitate. We are here to present. We are here to facilitate the session Naan Mudhalvan program offered from Infosys Springboard. Let me share my screen to all of you. Uh, Let me know, is my screen visible to all? Is my screen visible to all? Infosys Springboard and non-violent program. Okay. So here the agenda here is we are about to discuss the platform details of Springboard, wherein it is a digital literacy program offered from Infosys, and Tamil Nadu government had uh, signed an MOU with the Infosys on behalf of Naan Mudhalvan program, okay, wherein we want to leverage the industry content to all the institutes across Tamil Nadu, be it an engineering college or an arts and science college, whatever it may be, based on the category, whatever they prefer, it has to be shared. That is the main agenda here. And the details of the program works in this way. Let's say this is the second, this is the first week. On the third week, after next week, some content for doing exercise and assignments, and then little assessment will be there. And secondly, I'm getting some uh, noises. Educator, can you mute your line, please? Yeah. Thank you so much. So the program like is this it works in this way. If first week we are having the session, theory session, as well as the demo part, the next week will be your practical implementation will happen. From your end, you need to complete your assignment, exercise, all sorts of things, and after that, followed by the next week. That is the third week where you will have a continuation of the session. That's how the program works. Okay, and then once at the end of the session, provide the details of in which institute you belong, how many participants have attended in each institute. That details has to be mentioned. That is for the attendance purpose we are collecting. Okay, and the session will be driven from the educator end. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, digital literacy program, that is a Infosys platform where we have around 16,000 courses, more than 20,000 courses are there. Okay, and it has a rich content with the certification also. Every certification, whichever the user is, or the students who are about to complete their certification, they will have it will have a barcode which emphasizes on what date the exam has been completed, who is the person who has completed that certification. That details will be available. Sorry. Okay. This is regarding to the masterclass events which is happening for engineering segment. In further, we will conduct it for arts and science college also. Okay, that's about the Infosys Springboard. So the courses here which we are offering right now is foundation of coding using Python, object-oriented programming, basic Python, and then agile methodology, followed by practice session on object-oriented programming. Then we have a cyber security also. Okay, introduction to cyber security, and then threat modeling, and then identify the governance and the administration. Okay, so the registration has to happen from the every institution who are there, they need to provide that registration. For example, if it is an engineering college, you can mention Naan Mudhalvan hyphen engineering and then the institution name and then the which course you are opt for. In case you are non-engineering college, leave out the engineering and then you can mention non-Mudhalvan, then the institution name and then the course name. That's how it has to be accessed. Okay. And at any point of time, if you have any query, write it to the Springboard support at infosys.com. So as I have mentioned earlier, if this week we are having the session, next week will be for practice, and followed by the third week only we will have the session. Now you are in afternoon session. The next session will happen on morning. That means upcoming week. That is in the Friday. We will have morning session. Post session will be taken by the morning session who have attended that. That means any institute who are in the morning, they will come and attend on Friday afternoon. Okay, that's how the work process is there. Totally, you will get 5 hours. Okay, 1 second, guys. 1 second. No, no, no. Okay, that's how the workflow is happening. Okay. Uh, with that note, okay. Also, I would like to share uh, the Naan Mudhalvan program. So once you go to this Infosys Springboard, you will get a welcome message. Okay, followed by the events that is bubbling here. So many events are about to happen. So all these details will be available. I think sharing has not happened. 1 second, let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to all. Hello? Educator, can you confirm? Is my screen visible?
Yes, the screen is visible.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. So this is the home page. Okay. So every user have to log in. Let me log off here. And here is the place where you will have Infosys Springboard. The website is infispringboard.onwingspan.com. I will type that in the chat window. So I need to provide my credentials. Okay. The moment you log in successfully, okay, you will get a welcome message followed by the events that is happening in this current week or in the upcoming weeks. So it is a platform where any student can register and then they can learn any content, and it is available at free of cost. That's why we mentioned here learning at no cost. Okay. So let's say here Naan Mudhalvan. Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation has signed an MOU with Infosys where there is a memorandum, okay, wherein we are offering content for engineering students as well as arts and science students. Okay, so if it is arts and science, in which semester you belong to, you can identify that and you can proceed further. So here, let's say you're learning coding using Python, you can start like this. Or if you want to learn cybersecurity, that is also available. Which course you want to learn, based on that you can decide and you can start learning in that part. Okay, so this is an overview of a Springboard. In a nutshell, I have mentioned. Over to uh, Professor who is there as an educator. Excuse me, sir. Are you there? Hello.
Hi, sir.
Hi. You can stop your video because it will consume more bandwidth. Okay. So you can proceed now, sir. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for this. It was a nice overview, and I think the candidates have got a good idea about what this is, what the platform is all about. So I'll be sharing my screen. That should be okay, right? Can you please give me the
Definitely, sir. Definitely. I'll be there. Yeah.
thank you? And you need to. I think my account also requires permission to share my desktop screen.
Yes, sir. I have given the presenter control. You can share the desktop,
Yeah,
sir.
this is really helpful, sir. I think we are very good to go. I see about 74 candidates who have joined us. So I'm glad we can start today.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir. Maybe I think we should start recording this call also, sir.
Yes, sir. You can start the yes. Session gets recorded, sir. Right.
Yes. Okay. So first thing I want to say is good afternoon and welcome to our first session of Python and coding in Python. Okay. So I know that you cannot see me, but I hope you can all hear me, right? So, and you are also able to see the screen. So the screen that you're seeing, I'll just quickly tell you how to do this again. I'll just make a quick recap, a quick review of what sir has just told us. So please uh, take some notes if you want to, because this is where you will learn. The first thing that you're going to learn today is how to reach Infosys Springboard and how to open this course. Okay. So if you don't know anything, you can simply Google for Infosys Springboard. Just Google for it. You will see a lot of these things. Take the first or the second link and you should be good. So let's take the first link. And like just like Sir has told us already, you should be able to sign in using the account that has been created with your registered email ID. Okay. So step one, Google for Springboard.
This meeting is being recorded.
First step is Google Springboard, Infosys Springboard. The second thing is login with the registered email IDs. You should be able to come here. And then the third thing is, of course, what is the name of the program? Naan Mudhalvan. Okay, so this is the name of the program. So let's go there. Once you click on that, just like Sir has told, you can quickly access this course by going. You're not engineering, you are in arts and science. So you go to arts and science, and this is 2024. This is the one that we're taking. And in here, we are currently, I am going to be your instructor for Python, your educator for Python. So I'm going to take Python. So you will see that this is the course that is there at the very bottom. Okay. So this is the course you will see. Okay. So how do you do it again? Very quickly. Naan Mudhalvan. Go to this channel. Once you go to this channel, you will see arts and science. Go to art semester. Go to foundations of coding and click on the course. So this is the course that we are going to do. And what I'll tell you is do not be afraid that this is a very big course, 46 hours, 13 minutes. It is a very beginner level course and it's a very easy course. And I will show you, I will read out to you every single part of the code. Okay, I will show you every single page. Okay, so don't worry, we will spend at least a few minutes every time on the page. And initially, we will also be going a little bit slow. So let's go back. So this is object-oriented programming using Python. And here, if you scroll down, you will see what are our topics. So you can see that this is assessment. This is just a reference document. This is just a practice quiz, assignment. So why am I showing you the assignments first? You will see that the assignments are really small and easy and very fun to do. And the rest of the classes are very simple. The assignments are not really time consuming. So you can take up and finish off this Python very, very easily. So again, what is Python? So if you Google for it, What is Python? So you know that Python is going to be a programming language. Python is a programming language, and so we have so many languages, right? We have Tamil, we have Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. We have so many languages, but why do we need to create more languages called Python or something else? The reason why we need to do is because we need a language to talk to computers. Okay, so Python is a programming language. Okay, and we are going to learn how to do object-oriented programming using Python. Okay, so these are the topics. Take a look at it when you get time today. Okay, take a look at it when you get your time today. But make sure that you are signing into Infosys Springboard and coming to Naan Mudhalvan program. Go to Arts and Science and come here quickly and do object-oriented programming with Python. Now, now let's move ahead. So these are the topics, and each of these topics has chapters inside it. So these are the topics, and each have the exercises inside it. So we are going to finish off the object-oriented programming introduction today, so that all of you will have a good understanding of what Python is, and we'll have a nice refreshment of whatever your Python programming language is. So let's go here. Let's go to the introduction. And before we start, I want to tell you that most of the modern programming games, like PUBG or TikTok or YouTube or all of these interesting applications in the world, they're all at some point using data science and data management. And most of the time, Python is the programming language that is used to do all of this programming. So you will see that if you learn programming, you will have a good advantage in your future and your career. And in the worst case scenario also, you will be able to adjust and understand computers and computing better. So it's a good time to start learning Python. So let's start with the first chapter. Okay. So far we have been using procedural oriented programming. What is procedural oriented programming? Programming, whatever old style of programming you have learned, a little bit in your school, a little bit in your college, a little bit in the previous program, all of these things are procedural oriented programming languages. It is the old style of coding. Now we are going to learn object oriented programming. Okay, so why do we need object oriented programming? Because we need to learn how to build complex real world applications. So we want to build complex real world application, and the technique used is known as object oriented programming. So we are going to basically learn object oriented programming. So, and as an example, we can build an online shopping application, online shopping app, or an online shopping scenario. So we will be using an online shopping scenario to understand the object oriented programming concepts. So let's imagine we have a shop. We're going to build the program to run the shop. Okay, so that is the example we are going to take while we are enjoying learning Python. So let's move to the next topic. So you will see a lot of things in this interface. So if this is the first time you are using Infosys Springboard, please take a look at how it looks like. In your case, sometimes it might look like this. You might be seeing your code, your Infosys Springboard look like this in the dark mode. It does not matter. So you can choose whatever mode you want. I am going to choose the light mode because this is what I'm going to use for the presentation. Now, once you're seeing this, you should be able to click on this button. If you click on this button, you will see the entire list of contents. Contents means how many chapters are there and how many pages are there in each chapter, what are the assignments and all of these things. So don't worry, it's going to be very, very easy. Although you will see that the program looks like it is 46 hours, like I promised you, it is mostly about 20-25 hours of classwork, which anyway we are going to do, and then the rest of it is basic, simple homework and half an hour test, just like that. Okay, so try to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm repeating this, please. I'm repeating. Try to take advantage of this opportunity. It is a great opportunity for you to learn Python, which is a great thing for your career. So let's move ahead. There is another button here. This button opens the table of contents and this button closes the table of contents. This button will take you to full screen mode if you want to work without any disturbances, or you can go back. Okay, so that is how it is. So we're going to move to the next one. So this is the button that you need to click to go to the next page, and this is the button you need to click to go to the previous page. Okay, so let's take a scenario. What is a scenario? One situation. Okay, so this is the problem statement we are trying to solve. So consider the below code. Okay, I'll consider this below code. Fine. What is happening here? You can see that there is a what's happening here? There is a function declaration. There is a function declaration that is happening here. So somebody created a function. Okay, what's the name of that function? The name of the function is product purchase product. Purchase. So I'm going to make it full screen so that you can see it better. Okay, it is purchase product. Purchase underscore product. Okay, that is the function that is going to be created. And then somebody is calling this purchase product and sending it two parameters. Call that function. Okay, so here we are declaring that function and we are calling that function again. So calling that function, call that function again with different parameters. Okay, so what are the new words? I think that we are refreshing ourselves right now. What we have learned is, I think you have to understand what a function is. For us to understand the rest of the code, you have to know what a function is. Then you have to know what is a declaring of a function. So we are declaring a function, and inside this we are writing the function. Once we have declared the function, the next thing we do is we are going to call that function. And once we create a function, we can call it 5 times, 10 times, 2 times, how many times ever you want. Okay, I can give you an example of another function. So let's say I have a function called get tell if a number is even or odd. Okay, def is even or odd. Okay, and then I'll give it an input number. So this is an example of a function. So how do you create a function? You can use the def keyword and then name of the function and then bracket open, bracket close, and then you have to give the parameters. So parameters of the function. So these are the parameters of the function. So once we are in, so we can say if input underscore number mod 2 equals 0 and number is even, else. So I think you are remembering what is happening here. So you know how to define a function now. You know how to create the name of a function. You know what a parameter is. Just revising, and you know what an if condition means, and you know what print statements are. Okay. So once you are able to do this, you can click on this button so that the program will run. So it says your program is executing.
Program. Can we discuss after 4 p.m.?
Sorry, can you please say that again?
Thank you so much. I will discuss that. I am planning for Mongolia where we can go for computer programming. This will suit for that one. This will suit for that one. Okay, which has a JSON format. You are aware of JSON. We will double click which in that. Okay, after 4 p.m. I will give you a call. Okay.
So can you please mute?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sudarshan sir, can you please mute yourself? Is that okay?
Hello, Jinsi. Sorry.
Can you please mute yourself, sir?
Sorry, sir. You
Yeah.
can proceed.
Yeah, thank you so much. There was a little bit of noise. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. So I think you know what a function is and you know how to call that function. So let's say I call that function is, even, or odd, and then let's say I give a function of 3. That's how you call the function, and now I can give a 4, and that's how you call a function. Okay. So whenever you are going to write this code, the result will come here. So right now I don't think the result is coming. So I'm going to, so whenever you click that button on your machines, it will happen like this. So this is the code that you are seeing, purchase product. So let me run this. So now you know you have just revised what a function is. Okay. So let's take quickly a look at this. So inside this function, we are declaring a variable called discount equal to 10. And later on, we are going to do this price. We're going to calculate the total price by subtracting the discount from it. And then we are printing the total price. Okay. So if you made some mistakes in the code, you can quickly press this button. Once that button is pressed, you will get back all the old code and you can continue to run it. Okay. So this is how you will be able to run your programs on Infosys Springboard. So on all your machines, this will be working. So right now we are in a meeting, so this might be a little slow for me, but I think it will work on your machines. So we're going to go to the next page now. So let's say we are trying to change the requirements. Okay, let's say we are trying to change the requirements, and let's say we want to say that if the brand is Apple, then the discount is 10%. Otherwise, the discount is 5%. Same way, we should say if it is shoes, all shoes have 2% tax and discount. Okay, so some of you understand what taxes are, some of you understand what discounts are, but basically what happens is the discount will decrease the price of something and tax will increase the price of something. So let's say in the earlier program, if I go back to the previous page, in the earlier program, every item got a discount of 10. So if I give the product type and price, total price will be calculated from the actual price, and it will say total price of that product type. So if I say mobile, it will say total price of mobile is. If I say shoe, then it will say total price of shoe is. And then it will print this total price. Okay. So let's see if it is running again. So this was the previous code. I'm just trying to test it out. Yeah. So now we are going to change the code a little bit. Okay, so here I think we are going to just quickly revise what if and else statements are. This is the simplest form of an if and else statement. Look at the highlighted part. If, and then we give a condition. If the mobile brand is Apple, then we have to say the discount is 10. And if the mobile brand is not Apple, then we have to say the discount is 5. So please try to see if you can understand this code. Hi, sir. Sudarshan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a query. So,
Yeah.
until what time are we free to conduct this session, sir? Because the official end time was 3 o'clock, but I think we had to start a little bit late today.
Yeah. We have a time up to 3:30.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I think I'll conclude the session at 3:15 so that you can take a handover and finish the session, sir. Is that acceptable?
Sure. You take up to 3:20 also is fine for me. Okay.
So 3:15, sir. So before 3:30, you can choose to wind it up, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you are able to understand this code a little bit. So there is an if and else where we are saying the discount is either 5 or 10 based on whether the mobile brand is Apple or not. Uh, uh, and here we will try to calculate the price. So in case it's a mobile, we calculate the price with a minus sign, and in case it's not a mobile, we calculate that with a plus sign. Okay. So and then we finally print it. The total price of product type is total price, and then we are going to calculate this for Apple mobile and shoe. If the price is 20,000 and if the price is 200. So let's run this code. And in case it doesn't run here, I have an environment ready. So we always have an environment ready. So you will see this is the result. This is the output. Okay. So Selvarani, I see that you are raising your hand. Thank you so much for your interest. There is a Q&A session here. You can quickly type whatever queries you have in that Q&A section, and we should be happy to answer you. All right. Okay. So this is the code, and I'm going to say run this. You will see what is happening here. So if it is an Apple mobile, let's take it look at it one by one. I'm going to comment this part. Let's try to purchase an Apple mobile for 20,000. Okay. Let's see what happens. The total price of mobile is 18,000. But let's say it's not Apple, but it's a nothing phone. Okay. Now if I run this code, it will say the total price of the mobile is 19,000. So now do you understand what functions are? Functions are basically small helpers for us to help us achieve a task. So what is the task that this function is helping us do? It is helping us to purchase a product. So when I'm doing mobile, nothing mobile, I'm getting price of 19,000. But if it's an Apple mobile, and let's say the price is 1 lakh, what happens? The total price of the mobile is 90,000 because it's a mobile, it's an Apple, so discount is 10%, and therefore total price is calculated here, and that is how it works. So I hope you are able to understand and remember how the flow of programs work. So today I'm going to be a little slow, but don't worry, I'm going to quickly catch up pace because this is just a revision and we only have a little bit of more time to finish this. So let's move on to the next question. I think you are able to understand. So we are slowly making the problem statement a little harder. So in the earlier one, we made a small problem statement. Before that, we made an even smaller problem statement, right? So we are going there, we are going slowly. And then let's say we look at this problem now. We're trying to make the problem statement a little harder. You will see that what is the problem with this code? The problem is for mobile, the code is here. And for this one, the code is here, right? For everything else. So let's say now we are trying to also make it a little bit different so that the tax for the tax if the shoe is a leather shoe will be 5%, and if the tax will be 2 if the leather shoe is not if the shoe is not made of leather. So can you see that, like just like earlier, if it is a mobile, we are checking whether it's an Apple or not. In a similar way, if it's not a mobile, then we are checking whether it is a leather thing or not. And then based on that, here you will see a plus sign, here you will see a minus sign. You will see that it's a discount and it's a tax, and the total price is calculated. You will also see that we are now able to make a function call for buying mobile, and this is a function call, same function call, but for buying a shoe, right? So we have this function called purchase product, which takes 4 parameters: mobile, 20,000, Apple, and none. Remember the word? The word is parameters. Okay. So this function takes 4 parameters. This function also takes 4 parameters. So, but you will see that the first parameter is mobile and shoe. The second parameter is the price. The third parameter is Apple or none, and the fourth one is none or leather. Okay. So what are these things? You will see that Purchase product takes product type, which is mobile or shoe. Then price, then it is 20,000 or whatever. What's the price? Mobile brand, it will be either Apple or none. It will be Apple or none because if the product type is mobile, we'll have a mobile brand. But if the product type is shoe, it will not have a mobile brand, and that's why in the other case it's a none. Same thing with material. With material also, what if the product type is mobile, material will be none. But if the product type is not mobile, then we have either leather or not leather. Okay. So you can see that I'm walking through you through the code very slowly, but I hope you understand what's happening here. So make sure you are prepared well for the next session. For some reason, we got a little bit delayed today, but I think next time we should be able to make it up. So we're going to go to the next one. Now, what if we do modular programming? Modular programming means one module for one task. So instead of having one function to do buy both shoes and to buy the other one, mobiles, we will have two separate functions. Okay. So a better solution would be to modularize the code and separate the logic for mobiles and shoes. So modify the code in the below code panel as per the following guidelines. So this is an exercise statement for you. So you can take all of this and you can start doing and see that thing. Yeah. So so you can create a function. You can do whatever you want, and you can say print. This is a function, and so you can use the Springboard platform to actually practice your calls, your coding style. So you can call that function and you can press this button. So you are free to play around with this. So what's the problem statement here? So problem statement here is you have to create two functions, purchase mobile and purchase shoe. And then purchase mobile can now take only two parameters, right? Price and brand. Purchase shoe will take price and material. Okay. So if it is a mobile, we want the brand. If it is a shoe, we want the material. But for both the cases, we want price. And then the same logic is there. Apple discount 10, otherwise discount 5. Shoe is metal, leather is tax is 5, otherwise tax is 2. Okay. So if all the old code is gone, you can quickly press this button and then you will get all the old code and you can start running again. You can start from the beginning again. Okay. So if you rearrange this purchase product code and break it down into two functions called purchase mobile and purchase shoe, you should be able to come to do something like this. The modified code will look like there is a function here, there is another function here, and we can call those two functions separately. Purchase mobile will get the price and the mobile brand. Purchase shoe will get the price and the leather material. See, price and brand and price and material. How's the body? I think you can clearly understand what the body of this function is. So Apple 10, otherwise 5. Then price equal to price minus. Here we'll say leather 5 tax 2 and price equal to price plus. So price is going to increase. Okay. So total price of shoe, blah blah blah, and then we can get this. Okay, we can purchase mobile separately and we can purchase the shoe separately. Then you can run this code and you should be able to see the output exactly how you want it. Yeah. So I want to go quickly to the next part now. Now, finally, what we want to do is we want to provide users with, just a second, I think we've missed one page. Yeah. So I think, yeah, this is the one, code in Python 3, and then we can increment the requirements again. We're going to increase. So until so far, we have taken a simple function and trying to buy stuff. Later, we try to make it discount for this and discount for that separately. And then within that also, we have started making changes. Now, let's say we want to also implement return to our program. So if you want to implement return to our program, we are going to go to the next slide. So we should be able to create functions called return mobile and return shoe. Let's take a look at return mobile. Return mobile will simply do the same thing that purchase mobile does. Is it not? It's doing the same thing. So it checks for brand, it checks for the discount, and then it subtracts the discount from the total price and then returns it. Okay. So the refund price for mobile and the refund here also the refund price for shoe. So price equal to price plus tax by 100, and I think we have leather and this one different. So the shoe price and this one, and if we say return mobile, it should work only for returning the mobile. Okay. So when I'm saying, so we are creating two functions here, but we are only calling the first function here. So return mobile. So whenever we are going to return 1,000 rupees Samsung, can you guess what will be the output? Yes, that's correct. Samsung Mobile is not an Apple mobile, and therefore the discount is 5%. So 5% of 10,000, 1,000 is 50 rupees. So 950 rupees will be the answer. So make sure you run this code and check it out. Okay. So if I take a code, if I take the code and if I paste it here, and I'm going to simply run this, you will see that the answer is here. Refund price for the mobile is 950. So I hope you are able to understand what functions are and you are able to run this code on your own. So we're going to go to the next one. We can also do something like using global variables. So what's a global variable? These are global variables. Can you see here? These two things are global variables. Global variables are basically defined outside of the function. See, this is the function. This is the function. This is another function. This is another function. Why? Def is definition. And here, purchase mobile function somebody is calling. Then purchase shoe somebody is calling. Then return mobile somebody is calling. Okay. So these are the calls. Return shoe nobody is calling right now. So we can write that code if you want. Okay. So please make sure you try all of these things. Return shoe. And if you try these things, you will get really better and better, and you can be a good programmer in Python. Okay, so let's move ahead. So these are global variables. So alternatively means as a solution to our previous problem, right? We can use global variables. Okay, we calculate the price during purchase and store it in a global variable. Okay, later we can calculate from the global variable. Okay, so what happens is whenever somebody purchases a mobile, we can store the mobile name. Whenever somebody purchases a shoe, we can store it in this global variable. Okay, so let's say somebody purchases a mobile, purchases a shoe, returns a mobile, and returns a shoe. I think it will work. So this is the code. So total price for mobile, and therefore the refund price for mobile, we have written the same code, right? It is still 18,000, and the refund price for shoe is still the same one, 210. Okay, so what did we do? We purchased a mobile, we purchased a shoe, and we return a mobile and we return a shoe. No problem so far, but again I will show you what the problem is. So we're taking a look at how to, I'm repeatedly trying to help you remember Python and understand Python, only so that our next sessions will be easier. So I think you're seeing this last one. It's the same code. The purchase go mobile is there and the purchase shoe is there. Return mobile is there and return shoe is there. And then finally, what are we doing? Once we purchase a mobile, once we purchase a shoe, and we purchase another mobile, and then we do the return mobile. Which mobile will be returned? Is it the Apple 20,001 or is it the Samsung 2001? Okay. So I think most of you are trying to think. So please make sure you understand what is happening here. Take some time. I think you can use ChatGPT or all of these things to tell you to explain the code. You are in really safe hands now. This is already 2024. You can use technology to your advantage. Okay. So now let's move ahead. We're going to talk a little bit about this one. So if you want to purchase two mobiles and return one of them, which will be returned? Okay. So I think you should try to play with this code and try to understand which one will be returned. Obviously, the last one will be returned. Okay. The one which is used last. So if I'm purchasing a mobile and if I'm purchasing a mobile again, the last purchased mobile will have this value here. And therefore, once I return the mobile, it will return. So now let's do a quick summary. Okay. So we are almost at the end of this session. So we're going to talk a little bit about object-oriented programming. So we can see that our current style of programming, we run into complications because in real life, right, everything has some data and everything has some behavior, data and behavior associated with it. Okay. So why do we have problems in the current style of programming? What is the current style of programming? It is called procedural programming. We have a problem in procedural programming, and that's why we are learning object-oriented programming. And when we are using object-oriented programming, we want to understand that an object has data or characteristic and it has behavior. Okay. So for example, all mobiles have price and brand as its data and purchase as return as its behavior. So what can you do with it in our system? What can you do with a mobile? You can purchase it. What can you do with a mobile? You can return it. Same with a shoe, you can purchase and return it. But both of them have different data. They have the same behavior, but they have different data or different characteristics. So this one has price and brand, and this one has price and material. Okay, so mobile has price and brand, shoes have price and material. So now we need a way of programming which allows us to club together the data and the behavior. Okay, so earlier the behavior was purchase something. Now the behavior is a part of the object. Okay, so you will learn a lot of these things, but you should start exposing yourself to all of these new concepts here. And then once this part is done, we will go into the next part, which is object-oriented programming basics. We are going to talk about the object-oriented programming approach. Okay, so before we go ahead, you will have to understand that we already finished one of the chapters. The first chapter is over. So can you see how easy this programming is? It didn't take a lot of time for me to finish it, and I'm sure if you practice, it will not take a lot of time for you also to do this. Okay, so let's start taking a look at the next one. So we're going to talk a little bit about the object-oriented programming basics, and we're going to talk a little bit about until 3-4 lessons here. That's it. So I'm going to take a few more minutes of your time. Yes. So what is the OOP approach? OOP would stand for object-oriented programming. Can you see it here? OOP will stand for object-oriented programming. So this style of programming, where we create a template and create copies from the template is called object-oriented programming. Okay, so we can create something like this. You know what this is? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? You know what? It's a stamp, right? It's a stamp. So when you create one stamp, and how many prints like this can you create? You can create thousands and thousands of prints like this with just one stamp, right? So in a similar way, with one class, you can create thousands and thousands of objects. Okay. So we're going to talk about wait. Yeah. So we're going to talk about objects now. So this is like I said, what is object-oriented programming? This is a style of programming where we create a template and create copies from the template. I think you got the idea. It's called object-oriented programming. This style allows us to code for scenarios closely linked with real life. So basically, when we are coding for like a shopping application or like Google Maps or ChatGPT, these are all real life applications, right? Not just examples. So while doing real life applications, we try to learn object-oriented programming. So finally, remember these keywords. The template we create is called a class, and the copies we create are called an object. So classes can create lots of objects. Please remember, C can create O. Okay, O cannot create C. C can create O. Classes can create objects. Okay, so you should remember that, like just like in our earlier case, a mobile has characteristics and then it has behavior. So it has characteristics. What does the characteristics of mobile? Brand and price. Brand and price are the characteristics of the mobile, and then purchase as written are the behavior of the mobile. So in my system, my mobile representation only has a brand and only has a number, and it only can do purchase. You can only do purchase on it, or you can only do return on it. So each of these things are mobiles and they belong to this class. So mobile is a class and all of these mobiles belong to that class. Okay, so that's how you want to understand this. So we're going to go to a few more slides and then we're going to finish up for today. Let's take an example of a recipe. You know what a recipe is, right? So if you want to make a nice tea, or if you want to make some nice coffee, or you'll have a recipe, right? You cannot simply put everything together and expect it to be a good tea. So same way, what is a recipe? We are going to talk about recipes and try to understand the context in which objects are understood. So what does a recipe contain? It is a list of ingredients. It is a list of ingredients and it is a bunch of directions. Okay. Therefore, similarly, a class contains attributes or properties and the operations or behavior. Okay. So what does it have and what can it do? Okay. So for an object, what does it have and what can it do? Those are the two things that we want to talk about. So a mobile has two things here. A mobile has, these are the attributes and these are the behavior. So can you understand what these words are? Properties or characteristics or data are also called attributes. So please start making note of these words and try to understand. Use your anybody who you know and keep spending a lot of time on your practice. So once this is done, you should be able to see a mobile which has two attributes and two behavior inside it. So that is how we are going to create objects. So what did we see so far? We have seen what are methods and how to use methods, and then what are the problems. Sorry, what are functions and how to use functions that we have seen, and we have seen that what are the problems with them, and therefore we have come to object-oriented programming. And now we are trying to understand what objects are. So what does a recipe contain? Of course, ingredients and directions, right? Same way, this is also what it is. So we have to go to the next slide. Yeah. Take this below object. This has two properties, price and brand. So is this a mobile or a shoe? So I think you need to come up with an answer for this. Think about what is happening here and tell me whether this is a mobile or a shoe. In the computer world, if it has a price and brand, it's a mobile. But if it has a price and material, it's a shoe. That's it. So try to think of it in the terms of computer world. So you would classify it as a mobile because an object has price and brand. Because it has price and brand and it does not have the material property. Okay. So since this does not have the material property but only the price and brand, therefore this we classify it as a phone. Okay. Can you see how we are trying to simplify the real world into objects here? Okay. Only concerning about what are the things that we are able to do with them and what are the properties of this object. Okay. So more or less, this is a class and object. And the next thing you're going to do, make sure that you are going to finish this by the time you come to next to me. You have to finish this quiz. So it's a very basic quiz. They're just two questions, and you have 6 minutes to answer it. Even if you fail the first time, you can try it second time, and then third time. You can keep on trying until you are able to get this correctly. So make sure you understand the concepts before trying this quiz. So that's it for now. I'm going to stop my screen sharing. So we did not get a lot of time to make some good progress, but I managed to finish off the first chapter and start the second chapter. So I think you will be able to take a look at this and finish off the assessments and quizzes that are allocated to you for this week. So next time I am going to see you in the morning of Friday. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to give it over to Sir now, and Sudarshan Sir, and he's going to take it up from here.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session that you have taken. And I wish all my participants might have understood the concepts. One more question, one more thing that I want to share to all of you is please mention your institution name and how many members have attended the session. That details I need for attendance marking. Attendance needs to be taken care. So kindly ensure that you are sharing your details, which has to be informed to the concerned Naan Mudhalvan program coordinators. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Friday we will start on time. Okay. This pickup issues will get sorted out. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Sorry for the inconvenience that had happened.
No problem, sir. I think we can have a better planning next time.
Definitely. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a wonderful, lovely evening, and wish you all the success. Guys, please share the institution details along with number of participants you have attended in the chat window, please. Jinsi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you copy the details of the participants in the chat from the chat window?
Actually, here I'm not able to see the chat box.
Pardon?
I'm not able to see the chat box here.
Even for me also, I'm unable to see, but right now number of participants is 69. Second, let me try.
There is no need to put their attendance in the chat box and all. Sir, am I audible?
Professor, can you share the details to us?
No, we will get it from report. No need to ask them to put their college name, number of students in the chat box.
Okay, okay, Professor. Professor, may I know your good name?
Uh, Sir, it's me, Jinsi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much. Uh, Fine. Thank you all. We will close the bridge now. Okay. Um, Guys, you can leave the bridge right now. Jinsi, please be stayed there.
Sure.
Let others move from the bridge. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.